All right, folks. Here she is. This is how it sits right now. I am done with this amp. Circuit-wise. This is a 1963 blonde Bassman with reverb. That's right. It has twin tube reverb. New driver. Send and return tubes. She sounds fantastic. 5881s. Can cap. She's fantastic. So we got cut, master, bass, treble, fixed mids at 62K, 6.2K. Original volume, which is now gain, usually lives somewhere around there. Chime, presence also, but it sounds like chime here. Anyway, that lives about there. Reverb usually lives somewhere around there. That is now an audio taper pot, which I like. That linear really didn't do anything until about there, and then that was pretty much max what I wanted. That linear pot was just not all that great. So now I've got full use of that sweep, and now this became about that. So I like it a lot. Single input, soon to be foot switchable, you know, but it's also nice and quiet. That groovy neon tube, which I like, but that's it. Okay, here's the circuit. So this is a 1963 blonde Bassman. That's what it started out as. It has been modified, added to a bit. So now it has reverb. So let's start from the inputs. So we've got an input, that single input, switchable high-low gain. That will be foot switchable. We've got an extra cathode, bypass cap, and resistor. This is a 0.1 UF, sorry, 1 UF, and a 2200. That's not hooked up yet, but that'll be also foot switchable. Not sure yet, but I put it there just in case. So this is all on my board. I laminated this. I put in my brand, sort of, just trying it out. I'm experimenting. Dot matrix is under there. We'll see. Who knows? So back to the circuit. 0.1, 0.033, which I like. I like that. 150K slope. 100, 220. A nice little vintage ceramic disc. It's a 0.2, 0.0, yeah, 0.2, 1 kV, and then a 500 pico. Not sure if I like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, this is the start of the reverb circuit that I put in. So this is not part of a Fender Bassman. But I got the circuit built and I needed reverb. It sounded fantastic. Don't get me wrong. It just needed that lushness that it didn't have. So yeah. Anyway, back to the circuit. That is a 3.6. I like it. 4.7 is a little much. 3.3 is not quite enough. 10 picofarad bypass. That might not stay. I really liked how warm it was without that. We'll see. Factory 470 back here. Right there. And then everything else here is pretty much factory what a twin tube reverb would be. Even the bypass cap and the cathode resistors. They're all stock factory stuff. Long tail pair, 56K. Feedback, all stock. Also all stock. Another groovy little vintage coupling cap, 500p. Goes to cut. That's that Fox cut that's everybody wants, I guess. But it sure sounds good. Lormar Master, 220, 2.2 meg. 6.2 fixed mid. 230 measured pot for the bass. Treble is the infamous 350 with a 70 tap. That is just an old cap that just measures 3.15 pico. Sorry, 3150 pico, 3.1 nano. There's supposed to be a 500 and 5000 pico in there, but that sure made a big difference on changing that. I've got a couple of different types. I'll play around. Just, it made a big difference in the sound. It's smoother. It's not nearly as crunchy in the highs or the mids. So I like that a lot. I'm going to change that big old dude. I only had a 160 volt, but I just got some 100 volts and 63 volts. I'm going to put that in there. A little chunky. Dual bias. Those guys get dual bias. Adjustable from the outside. Fantastic. 5881s. Love them. Can cap. You know, basic stuff. Diodes are a little small. I'm going to go with the 3 amp dudes. That's all I had. So, anyway. That's pretty much the circuit. Then this groovy little vintage, you know, 1980s neon indicator, which I like. But anyway, there's the new tubes. Right there. I don't know why I left such a big space between the original preamp and the phase inverter, but I did. I was actually going to end up putting a third or a second 12AX7 in and changing that maybe to a 12AV, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I was going to experiment, but I got that third gain stage and I got a reverb. I'd rather have that than just a regular tube, just a tube by itself. But anyway, that's kind of a 5F6A presence, which I like. Let's see. That's the circuit. So it's as much mine as I can make mine. You know, I can't make caps, I can't make resistors, I can't make tubes and sockets, I can't make the wire, but I can make all the stuff that those bolt onto. Anyway, my chassis, my board, my logo, my layout. Anyway, this is kind of my play around amp. I'm just kind of experimenting with it and having a heck of a time. It's nice and quiet, but that's her. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.